What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Late night. Um, I'm gonna talk about this game real quick. Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Please hit that like when you come in here. Sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit the notifications to get all of my content, all of my videos. Salute to the whole entire Lions Den, basketball as well as boxing community, and salute to all of the people that rock with me. Um, Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? What's up, Scrubsio? You said Justin Herbert, Justina Herbert in the top five. Well, we knew that. I mean, four interceptions in a late game interception. You said Derrick Henry. Well, that's what I've been saying. Derrick Henry. I mean, actually, it was Lamar Jackson more, especially in the first. I would say in the like in the first quarter, it was Lamar. It was all Lamar Jackson, and Lamar Jackson was just making Coach Tomlin, um, just making the Steelers defense look old, sloppy, everything that you everything that you can name, man. But we're gonna definitely get into it, man. I'm gonna talk about it uh, for just a few minutes, man. Please hit that like when you come in here. I'm not gonna stay on here too long. I've been really busy over the past couple of days dealing with some stuff, man. So y'all have to forgive your boy, man, for not going live as frequently. But nevertheless, man, we gonna definitely talk about it. If you want to talk about it, we can right now. Um, Give me 1 second. All right. I basically was watching. This was the game that I was really anticipating. Now, as you know, it's not no surprise. I did pick the Steelers. I actually picked the Steelers band to be the only team that could defeat um, the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC, but that definitely is not going to happen. Um, I'm gonna say this, man, and I never thought I would say this, man, in all of the years that I've been watching football. Right. Well, as long as you can hear me, can you hear me? As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters, man. Because you know, I just need to be heard. I want to make sure that you hear me, not necessarily see me. Just making sure that you hear me, and please hit that like when you come in here. Okay. All right. Look, I never thought I would say this, man, but Coach Tomlin, man, needs to go ahead and step down. Now, I don't think that the Steelers organization is just gonna cut him loose like that. But as you know, this was the first time Coach Tomlin had ever been shut out in the first half in a playoff game. Okay, um, I felt like his they should have went with Justin Fields from the get go. That's just my personal opinion. Now it wouldn't have really mattered because then you had Watt. You could tell Watt, man. Watt was clearly not himself. I mean, he they did like three or four trick plays on him, and the defense they were just running over the defense. The defense looked so old and looked so slow. They made them look like, despite it being 28 degrees out there, they made them look like those guys were senior citizens. But it is time for. I think the Tomlin era is finished. It's through. Russell Wilson, um, he clearly is not the same. He's not the same Russell Wilson uh, that he was, in Seattle. I'm not going to talk about Denver. In Seattle, he's not the Legion of Boom Russell Wilson. Okay, age has caught up to him. The game has caught up to him, and it's time for the Steelers to go ahead and move on and start making it like Steelers football used to be. As you know, Steelers football is known for having a well balanced football team. They got a well balanced offense, which includes the receivers, which includes the running back, and a tight end every now and again. But they've always been known to have high power receivers, and their defense has always been top notch. The defense held up for what they could in the beginning of the season, and then it looked like the offense was too somewhat. But as you know, they lost four straight going into this game, anyways. With Russell, with Russell Wilson and everything. And the biggest thing was the relationship between Russell Wilson and Pickens. You know what I'm saying? That relationship right there, man. You could tell they didn't have any type of continuity on the field whatsoever. Their defense was T.J. Watt or bust, and they went bust tonight. Well, T.J. Watt was, but I mean T.J. Watt, man, and I give T.J. I'm not gonna get all on T.J. Watt because I mean, you could clearly see that he wasn't the same, especially with that ankle injury, scrub zero. But this falls a lot on Tomlin, on Coach Tomlin, uh, and it falls on uh, a lot of the play calling. I mean, and Russell Wilson. I gotta put it on Russell Wilson, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, Russell Wilson's job tonight, man, was to really lead the charge, man, and he didn't do that. He didn't do that, man. And it's easy for me to just say, "Oh man, Tomlin need to be fired. Tomlin need to be fired." No, the organization they're gonna bring him in. They're gonna talk to him about stepping down, and he's probably gonna just go ahead and resign. I I guarantee you, they're just gonna go ahead and just tell him to resign. They're not gonna just fire Mike Tomlin like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they do, I would be quite surprised. You know what I'm saying? Considering that he hasn't had a losing season, but I just think that they got enough respect for Mike Tomlin to say, "Hey, look, it's time to go ahead and move on." I mean, that's just how I see things. Like I said, I could be wrong. Maybe y'all are looking at it differently, man. But tonight, man, they just they look defeated, man. From the get once the Ravens got the ball, they looked defeated from jump start. Now it was 7-0 for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It looked like they were gonna stay in the fight and everything, but just and I got to give props to the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? I got to give props to Lamar Jackson. He played an excellent game. He played an excellent game on the ground. He was moving. He was moving the chain, doing what Lamar Jackson, um, doing what he does. Now, if the Ravens play like this, they will have. This is what I said. They got to play their style of football. Okay, he converted on a few throws, but for the most part, it was him and Derrick Henry, who in the beginning of the season, Derrick Henry was an MVP candidate. You know what I'm saying? Kind of, kind of slowed down a little bit towards the middle of the season or whatever, and then picked it right back up. But Saquon has had the better season in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But it don't take anything away from what Derrick Henry, especially what he did tonight. He came in and it was like at first it was Lamar Jackson, but then it was like, damn, you have to you can't forget about number 22. So man, this right here, man, was this was a classic case, man, of the Steelers' inability to show up, which I thought the Ravens were going to do. And actually, if the Steelers were smart, first off, I said they should have started Justin Fields. You're going to put Justin Fields in there just for like like one, like a play or so. You know what I'm saying? And then yank him back out. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, you might as well just go ahead, stick with something, stick with Justin Fields, man. People were really wanting you to start Justin Fields. I know in this game, this would have been a good opportunity for you to start Justin Fields, get him some playoff experience. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, you don't have nothing to lose. You could build upon Justin Fields or whatever, and this can help him with the growth process. But no, what do? You sit up there, you go with Russell Wilson, you know, and he already got a bad relationship with Pickens. Why do you do that? And the defense, man, just was not. They just weren't on it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, Coach Tomlin, bro, his era is finished. Um, I salute Coach Tomlin for all his years that he's made Steeler Nation, that he's helped make Steeler Nation what it is and stuff, man. But his time is done, man. And it's caught up with him. The game is caught up with him. Now, another thing is, man, Harbaugh Harbaugh really his job was saved tonight. Harbaugh needs to thank Lamar Jackson and he needs to thank Derrick Henry for saving his job tonight. Because had he lost, and if he still and listen, if he loses, I believe that Harbaugh will be out of there. Now, I know that they did not want to lose to the Steelers, but I think that if they especially would have lost to the Steelers, then okay, yeah, it's time for you to go because you're losing to a rival. You losing to somebody that's within our division, somebody that we got to face, a couple of times during the season or whatnot. Which is gonna leave it's gonna leave a bad taste in the front office mouth. More so than any other team. But they got to win from. What the hell? My bad. Sorry about that, y'all. I just heard something. Um, nah, man, but it's time for a change in with the Steelers now. Do I think that Mike Tomlin should be like in the front office or something like that? Yeah, I think he'll be good in the front office. I give props to T.J. Watt. I'm not like I said, man. T.J. Watt, he didn't have his best game, man. But he clearly was hurt. He clearly was not himself and everything. And I wanna say this too, man. I think a lot of people think that I'm rooting against Lamar Jackson, right? They think I'm rooting against Lamar Jackson. Let me clear this narrative up, okay? I want people to know that I fucks with Lamar Jackson, okay? I fucks with Lamar Jackson. I want him to win a ring. You know what I'm saying? People don't know that I want Lamar Jackson to win a ring more than anybody else because I'm tired of the narrative, and which has actually been true, is the fact that he can't show up during during the playoffs and when it really matters. You know what I'm saying? But he got to win and he got to get over that hump and he has to defeat his kryptonite, which is the Kansas City Chiefs, in order to solidify himself. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, all they're gonna look at him is as a great talent. You know what I'm saying? Who never was successful and never could go beyond that. And that's what I try to tell. I know Scrub Zero think that I be hating on Lamar Jackson and stuff like that, but that's not the case. I don't hate on Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I give the same smoke to Pat Mahomes. I'd say that Pat Mahomes needs to perform better in the regular season. You know what I'm saying? And you see now I don't think he should have been snubbed for the for the um for the Pro Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. He shouldn't have been snubbed. But man, look, bro, I'm I'm happy that he went through. And then a lot of people don't know that I'm a Derrick Henry fan. I like Derrick. I've been liking Derrick Henry. Matter of fact, I feel like Derrick Henry takes a lot of weight off of Lamar Jackson's shoulders. You know what I'm saying? So I want people to understand that, man. I don't hate Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? All the black quarterbacks that's in here and they doing their thing like C.J. Stroud. He won tonight. I didn't do a review on that game, but I do want to. I'll talk about the game just briefly. C.J. Stroud, what he had 282, 282 yards, had an interception. Um, pretty phenomenal game, despite them being shorthanded. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had picked the Chargers to just run all over the Texans and everything, and that wasn't the case. The Texans came in and they played like they didn't have nothing to lose, and they shocked the Chargers. They shocked me. I didn't think that they were going to beat the Chargers. I thought Harbaugh was going to come in there, and say, "Hey, look, we turned this around. We're a new Chargers team, and look what happened." They actually under. I think that the Chargers underestimated the Texans because let's just call it what it is. A lot of people were looking at the Texans like they were going to lose it, and when I put that in the comment section, a lot of people had chose. The big percentage of the people they chose the Chargers to win and the Texans to lose. So shouts out to the Houston Texans. Justin Herbert, you said they're the same old Wild Chargers. Um, well, let me say this, man. Probably needs some more time. Herbert. Last time I picked him, but okay. So see, that's why you pick. But see, you picked him. You picked him, Scrub Zero. You picked him, and the thing about it is that you thought that they were gonna win. I kind of didn't lose my faith in the Texans, and let me tell you why, man. Because I've told y'all about C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud, you got to give C.J. Stroud his credit. He made a way out of no way. Only threw one interception in comparison to Justin Herbert's four, and he threw a late pick towards the end of the game. So Justin Herbert. I think I was on your panel one time, Scrubs, and I was like, Justin, what do y'all see in Justin Herbert? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he gonna be like, um, he's gonna be like, what's the dude name, man? That he used to like he gon' I could see him being like a Phillip Rivers. You know what I'm saying? Like and Phillip Rivers, that's he played for the Chargers. That just was crazy. He'll be a Phillip Rivers. He'll get his numbers and all that other stuff, man. But when it comes to him showing up, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that he could get over that hump. You said Texas defense was the key to this game. It made life difficult for the Chargers. Oh yeah, absolutely. But we can't neglect what C.J. Stroud was doing, man. We can't neglect. I mean, he still was able to get 282 yards, and they put points up on the board, man. You act like that you act like the Texans wasn't putting up no point. Now I ain't put up no 40 or 50 points, but they put up quite a few points, despite them being short-handed. I think a lot of people had chose the Chargers too because the Texans they're short-handed. Of course, they don't have Diggs. As much as I don't like Rivers, he never threw four picks in the playoff game, but he never was successful neither, man. He never was successful, man. Phillip Rivers, man. Like he's a fantasy. He's a fantasy god. I give you that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're trying to win Super Bowls and you're trying to win championships or you're trying to advance, you ain't gonna get nowhere with Phillip Rivers. You're not getting nowhere with him, man. And I hated that Ladame LT, man. He wasted a lot of years, man, over there. With the Chargers, man. But like I said, I'm not knocking Phillip Rivers. I mean, he was good, you know what I'm saying, but could never get over the hump, man. He was just like one of them quarterbacks that just like, okay, you got your numbers and all this other stuff. I'm trying to think what what an interpretation. He kind of like, hey, Scrub Zero. He kind of like DeMar DeRozan. Like you got all your numbers and stuff like that, but you can't never get over no hump. You can't never win. You understand? What's up? What's up, Brown Sugar Baby? How you doing, sweetie? Said Herbert has afflicted by the Chargers affinity choker. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know Brown Sugar happy, man. Lamar Jackson won. Look, Lamar won. Hey, and I give him his credit. Like Brown Sugar think that I'm really, really super hard. Just like you, Scrub. Y'all think I'm super hard on Lamar Jackson. Or y'all think I got some disdain for Lamar Jackson. Nah. I want Lamar Jackson to show me that he could beat just like Josh Allen. Like I told you about Josh Allen, Scrub. I want them to beat Pat Mahomes because right now, their Pat Mahomes' resume is just better than both of them, and Pat Mahomes got the best resume in football right now. And if he ends up winning, three straight, that closes the argument on who's the better quarterback. Yeah, like like, you see what I'm saying, like that, Scrub Deal, because it's like Phillip Rivers, and that's what Justin Herbert is going to end up being. At least with Aaron Rodgers, as much as we talk shit about Aaron Rodgers and stuff. Aaron Rodgers actually, he went to a Super Bowl or whatever. It was just one or whatever, but he was going somewhat deep in the playoffs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to, as a quarterback, and you take a lot of the responsibility. The first thing that people ask is who's the quarterback. They don't care if it's a game manager motherfucker like a Joe Flacco or to the cream of the crop like a goddamn Tom Brady. You understand what I'm saying? So I just man, I look at the game differently. But like I said, going back to Lamar Jackson, I think that this right here is gonna be it's gonna be crucial right here, man. Like right here, this is because it's gonna get down to the get down, man. And um, Lamar Jackson is there. Maybe they see something. If they play like this, I'm gonna be real with you, Scrub, Brown Sugar, if y'all still there. If if the Ravens play like this, if they play like this, I'm gonna be real. They can beat Kansas City. They can beat Kansas. If they're running the ball like this and they don't have nobody to stop Henry and their defense is on it because I can't neglect Ravens defense was on it tonight too. The Ravens defense was on it, man. Like I gotta give it. Like I said, man, I don't come on here and I don't cap. I give credit to what credit is due. Ravens defense was on it. If they play like this, they can't beat them. And they beat the team that I thought was going to show up, that I thought could beat Kansas City, that I thought that was going to have a chance of knocking off the chance, but that wasn't the case. I still got concerns about the Ravens defense playing a complete game. They were giving up a lot, giving up plays in the third. Yeah, yeah. But I also take, even though that they played in colder weather, I also take the weather into consideration. I think it was what 28 degrees, Scrubzilla, but it felt like 16, 17. They said. Um, you saw Derrick Henry. You saw him out. Like man, that's why like I don't. You'll never hear me talk shit like especially when it comes to football, man. I don't like sitting up there like criticizing the athlete, saying, "Oh yeah, man, that guy is garbage or trash or anything like that, man." Because man, football is a hard ass game, and then when you play in cold ass weather like that, when you play in the snow, when you play in the rain, it makes it even more difficult. And very few people are able to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got I tip my hat to a lot of these guys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for us to sit up here all the time and say, you'll never hear me say Lamar Jackson is trash. You'll never hear me say that. You'll never hear me say Pat Mahomes is trash. You'll never hear me say that Derrick Henry is trash and no shit like that. Absolutely not. Because you got to be wired different to play football. First off, you got to be wired differently to play any type of sport. You have to be wired differently, man. And to go out there and to play in cold ass weather where your fingers is hurting, you know what I'm saying? You can't feel shit half the time, you know what I'm saying? Uh you know what I'm saying? You probably, shaking or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no joke, man. That's why I trip out on some of these dudes, man, that sit up there and say, "Oh yeah, I could get out there and run and all this other stuff." No, you can't. No, you can't, because it's a different. And you got to get up from them hits. It's just like yesterday. Oh boy, almost he looked like he broke his leg, dude. It was on the Ohio State in the Ohio State Texas game. He looked like he damn near broke his leg, man, and still came back out there. It was a lineman. Still came out there and played, man. Still came out there and played. So yeah, man. I give props to the Ravens, man. I gotta give my props to the Ravens, man. They definitely they did their thing. Um, Now we got to look forward to the NFC battle. I'm looking forward. I know Scrub is focused on the NFC too. Uh, I'm focused on the Eagles in Green Bay. I'm focused on our squad, the Tampa Bay Bucks, and the Washington Commanders. Um, you know, we focus on that. You know, the Lions, they await. They're waiting right now. they're waiting for. They're waiting for who's going to ultimately face them. My bad, y'all. I'm looking at something right now. But nah, man. Shout out to the Ravens, man. There's nothing more that I can really say about them. Uh, Now, if the Ravens lose, this is another thing, though. This is what I want to pay attention to. If the Ravens lose, how would they react? Because now, at this point, man, I hate to do this. At this point, right now, people are desperate for Lamar Jackson to win a championship. It's right now. It's either Lamar Jackson win it. They don't want to see MVP no more. They don't want to see MVP no more. They want to see. They want to see Lombardi and or a Super Bowl. That's all they want to see. They don't want to see an MVP. An MVP is fine. I don't even think Lamar Jackson cares about an MVP, but Lamar Jackson wants a Super Bowl. That's what he wants. Derrick Henry, I think he wants a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? All the records is good and all that other stuff, but it ain't nothing like bringing a Super Bowl. And then he'll be one of the ones to bring a Super Bowl to Baltimore. He'll be one of the ones to bring a Lombardi back to the wire. You know what I'm saying? Besides Ray Lewis, besides Suggs and them, besides Ed Reed and them. You know what I'm saying? Besides Shannon Sharp and all them. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Coach Harbaugh. They're trying to bring one back to the wire. And I think that they can actually do it. I think they can actually do it, man. Um, but we'll see. We'll see what happens now. I will say this: if the Ravens, let's say the Ravens do make the Super Bowl and they play Detroit, I don't think that they could beat Detroit. I listen. I don't even think that Kansas City can even beat Detroit. That's how confident Detroit is looking right now. I don't think that there's nobody in this like in the AFC that can mess with Detroit. I really don't. Hold on one sec. I don't see nobody messing with Detroit. But Yeah, besides that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Salute to y'all pulling up. Make sure y'all hit that like, sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit them notifications too. Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC basketball and boxing community. Until then, I'm out, y'all.